Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
What's good?
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
No, starting off the new year strong.
For those of you, you know what? Nothing happened, folks. Welcome to the new year. Bada bing, bada boom. Episode 138, folks. Hope you're all doing well. This is the Producer Lounge. I forgot I didn't say that. Your weekly music production broadcast.
Weekly.
Yeah, I know. Every Tuesday, 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. Guys, if you enjoy this content, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button, maybe. Leave us a 5-star review wherever those exist.
Yeah, share it. Mainly share it.
Yeah, mainly
Honestly,
share it.
I think that is the most useful thing anybody could possibly do.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Even if it's just a little Instagram story, a little something,
That's intense.
something, gets the word out.
Dang, what a plug up front.
A rarefied upfront plug.
Yeah, folks, we love you guys. How's it going?
It's game time.
Yeah, how's everybody?
Dude, pumped for 2024.
Yeah, you gonna make some big moves or what?
Huge moves.
Huge moves, man.
Nah, I don't know.
Massive
Maybe.
moves.
Definitely want to play my first show this year. That's
Okay.
on the bucket list for 2024.
Sick. That's tight. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit.
Don't know where, don't know how that's going to happen because I have basically no connections in that scene as far as like promoters or anything, but
Sure. Well,
I don't know. I feel like it'll just fall into my lap.
You're gonna make them,
It's usually how things work for me, so I'm not worried about it.
says Yahweh.
I think what you do is you just put it out there.
Right.
Because you don't not have friends.
Exactly.
So you just hit people up and like, hey, can I get a show?
Yeah.
And then somebody will be like, yes,
Oh,
this
yeah.
is... As soon as you're ready, then you just say, hey, I'm ready.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
And I don't
And
think
they're
I'm
like, yeah.
I'm not like quite ready yet, but I can feel it like right there.
But that's the perfect time to be ready, is when you think you're like, well, I'm not quite. And it's just like, and throw you into the pit.
Yeah. Well, the reason I say I'm not quite is just because I'd like to have like at least like 3 to 5 more songs at the ready that I can send in.
I see.
Because I have like maybe, I don't know, like 8 of my own I could play out, but I'd like to have a little more than that, you know?
Yeah.
Getting there.
Yeah.
It's getting there.
I think that's super fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And-
I would want more songs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of perfect because that means like all through winter, I can just fucking grind out some tunes, and then like come summer or spring or whatever, go time. Because I don't want to do like a winter show. Sounds horrible.
No,
Not a fan.
no, it's good. Everybody stays in. Stays inside the hot club.
Oh yeah.
You warm each other
Right.
up.
With your love.
Yeah.
Loves.
And
And your rubs.
Oh.
and your drugs.
I rub you.
Love, rubs, and drugs. That's how you spell rave.
That's how you keep warm in the winter.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
A tale as old as man. I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, that's fair.
I was gonna say something, and it's also possible that you like play your first show or first couple, and you get like a real firm idea of like, oh, now I just want to like get back into the studio for like a little bit and not play another show for like a year, just because I know it's there, I know I can get it, but I understand what it feels like. And now I want to like readdress some things and some tunes or whatever, you know,
Right.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's it. That's a great call. Be like, oh, I finally like have played my stuff out, heard them on giant speakers. You kind of get a vibe of like, oh, my subs are definitely still too loud, or
Right.
like, or whatever the fuck.
Or just
kind of
the
thing.
way you play your set. You're like, actually, I need to, you know, for example,
Totally.
your intros are pretty bombastic.
Oh.
And yeah, it's a fun word.
Yeah.
Word of the day, folks. Bombastic.
Bombastic.
Mr. Bombastic.
Bomba clap.
But, or they're really intimate, which either way it's
I
very
know, right.
characterized. So like you might
Yeah.
learn that you need like less melody in your intros and stuff to like really start like figuring out how to blend them better. But it's, you
Yeah.
know, that's all just going to come with playing it. And
Right,
like,
100%.
experiencing that.
Even from this EP I'm working on, now that I like out of the 25 like idea songs, I came down to like 5 main ones that I'm pumped on and like really fleshed out. And they almost all have like a really pretty like intimate melodic-y thing. And I like doing that, but it is kind of just like, okay, you don't have to do that every single time. And like,
Right,
is
and
it really adding to the song, or are you just like doing
yeah,
it?
I mean, for a release, it's slightly different. But like while you're trying to like play it in a set without being like, and the song is done, play.
Right.
You know, like to try and avoid that, you might want to like go and make some club edits, basically. Which you don't know that until you give her a try and you.
Yeah, you play a couple of those, you might rethink what you want to do at all.
Yeah.
Well, that too.
You know?
That too.
We've had a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Where we're just like, okay, that was fun. Not cool enough.
Not only that, but for me, it was also like the crowd involved, like the community around that genre. I was like, I don't really want to be associated with these people.
Yeah.
Like there's, good people weaved in around it, but
for sure.
It's like, I don't think I want to be in that universe. Like, and you don't really know, like when you just listen to cool shit on Spotify, but then once you like see the people who are like running the scenes and stuff, you're like, oh,
yeah,
that's too bad.
Right. It's just like tech house. A lot of cocaine.
We're talking about tech house guys. Lots of cocaine and just
pretty,
just so
running rampant.
It's a vibe.
So much posturing. It's out of control. It's like of Facebook. It's basically just like Facebook in real life. Just everybody's
it's
just
Facebook.
Everybody's
Tech
just,
house is Facebook.
Yeah, everybody's just
hey.
like it's my new shirt. Not
Facebook.
I'm not gonna blanket it, but for like there's a good amount of just bullshitters, and which they might have good intentions maybe in their head, but it's like guys, you're not like nobody's fucking really. I mean, not nobody, but you know what I mean. Like, where's the pushing of the envelope here, guys? Like everything is so stagnant, and everybody thinks their shit doesn't stink, and it's like, well, guys, you all just kind of played the same set.
Right.
All weekend long. Like, what?
Right.
What's going on?
Yeah, that's fair. And that's a hard thing to do. I'm not really like immersed in the tech house world, but yeah, from the shows I have been to.
Yeah, and this is
like
particular to Denver for the most part.
Yeah, the Denver shows.
That's where we've been.
But that is kind of how it is.
It's just kind of fucked out.
Right.
It's just been through the blender so much. We've heard all the tech house songs. They have existed now.
Yeah, right.
Now we don't need any more.
Every variation.
We have them.
At least not for like another decade when people start making like lo-fi tech house.
We have another like tech. We have a tech house revival.
Right.
A lo-fi tech house could be nice.
Yeah, I mean lo-fi
just
house,
for like study music.
Right. Lo-fi house kind of did that a little bit, but it's still too tied to lo-fi hip hop. Like everybody wants a Rhodes and stuff. It's like no, it still needs to be tech house, but it's just lo-fi.
That'd be fun to make. Actually,
Yeah, it'd be kind of fun to make.
Do you think it's because like people are almost like in the tech house scene, at least here in Denver, like are they like purist to some degree and they're trying to like keep the sound alive? Or do you think it's like a pretentious, pompous thing? Or
no, I think it's a market issue. Like
marketing
the market is good for tech house because it's basically at the end of its road.
Right,
it's been huge.
It's reached the most amount of people that it can reach, kind of. So at this point, it's at its biggest.
Yeah,
you could argue.
Right.
Oh, we're such assholes.
Sorry, tech house guy. We love you still, and we support you doing it.
We started making tech house. Okay?
Yeah,
so
they were tech house guys.
Yeah,
I'm kind of becoming a tech house guy.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
and there's
totally. You're totally a tech house guy, dude.
Basically, there's
universes of it and echelons. There's like some tech house guys who are like fucking destroyers. What up, Tom Clayton?
Tom Clayton,
welcome
in
to
the house.
Welcome to the broadcast.
We're talking major shit right now.
Yeah, we're talking mad shit on tech house.
Starting 2024 off on a
yeah.
Well, we gotta set the people right. Honestly.
Matt Sheet.
This podcast is, I mean, we consider ourselves an intermediate, like, producer podcast. This is not
right.
Teaching you the basics. That's not what we do.
Mm-hmm.
No.
We will, obviously, but
They'll slip in here and
you
there.
got to get the base. You got to go to the basics sometimes. So you're going to get them.
Right. We're going to talk about them.
Yeah.
From
you got to go to the
time
basics
time.
in order to define the finesse of the intermediate.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
But also, we're going to talk shit on Tech House.
Right. We also like to just, talk shit. He says, glad to hear it, Tom. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's cool. I produce a little, but my main thing is photography.
Oh,
Tom.
Love taking photos. At raves and shit.
Photography.
Fucking right, Tom.
Oh shit! Oh, that's cool.
Love you.
That's what's up.
You're needed.
You're a legend.
Yeah,
you
dude.
are needed in this scene.
Shout
Did
out
you see
all those
us on
people's doing
Twitch?
that. So for those out
I am
there
British.
that are here from Denver,
Tuesday, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen all over your feed the past few days the fucking magical underground event that happened at SoulQuest Studios. New
Oh,
Year's
you want
party.
to talk about your shit?
What is
Yeah,
that?
just a little bit. I
didn't
want to
hear-
bring it up a little
I
bit.
didn't hear about this.
Oh, dude.
Tell me about it.
It started off as it was like a left field bass night, like deep dub night,
Right, it was an afters.
Wook night. It was after party night. Yeah. It was first time I've ever gone to an afters too, which makes this even better. And Specta was playing, one of our homies. We had on the pod recently. Shout out.
Inspect it.
And
Shout out Inspector.
randomly towards the night, there was little whispers and rumors about, some big DJs might be rolling in at the end of the set.
Every after party.
Like every after party,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it was my first after party, so I'm like, this is 100% going to happen. And then
Right.
we were kind of talking, and we were like, what if they're just like saying that to keep people here through the night?
Exactly.
And then out of nowhere, randomly, like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. or something, fucking Skrillex, Justin J, Zed's Dead, and Nitty Gritty all just squat up, and they take over the decks and just back to back for like 3 hours,
Tight.
just out of nowhere.
They went
Yeah.
for 3 hours.
They went for a while, yeah.
Of
I
course.
I
I mean-
left before they were even
That
done.
sounds so fun.
Yeah, they were just going.
I gotta assume, like, at that level, that's basically 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon for you. Like,
Yeah,
that's your schedule, especially
Yeah.
ramping up to New Year's Eve when you're going to play a bunch of these shows like this.
right.
You basically
Right.
switch your schedule so that you wake up at like 8 p.m. and you.
Right.
Oh, I thought you were saying me
breakfast.
specifically.
No,
You're saying for like
no,
people
for,
doing
like,
that.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So that
I
you
was
can
like,
just-
yeah, that is
So that you can just roll up and play for 3 hours, and you're like, well, yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm not
we'll
even
go
tired,
hard.
man.
Yeah, we'll go hard. You guys are all fucked up.
Yeah. And it was cool
Yeah,
because
sick.
it was all like bass music throughout the night, some like hip hop oriented kind of shit. And then they showed up and they kind of started in that vein a little bit, but then they were just going everywhere. And it seemed like their rotation was they would all play a genre, and then they would like switch genres and all play that genre, and then switch genres, all play that genre.
Oh,
That's
really?
fun.
It was really cool, yeah. So you'd have like a moment of like, okay, here's 5 house songs, and then here's 5 like Easterny.
It's like they're
influenced,
all
like-
going one for one. Is Skrillex taking the lead on the switch ups?
I don't know. It seemed pretty random because sometimes it would be like, we'll only do like 3 of this vibe, and then we'll do 7 of the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fucking
If you
cool.
switch
though.
the vibe up, I think it is customary to try and match the vibe
Right.
on the next go around.
Yeah.
You know.
There was a funny moment where so Zed's Dead was going right after Justin J, and Justin J queued up a remix of Eyes on Fire, which is one of Zed's Dead's like really, really popular tracks.
Okay.
And he like hits play and he's mixing in, and he just like looks over at Zed's Dead and he's like, and Zed's Dead's just like, oh, you motherfucker, like, here we go, fucking send it.
Hell yeah.
It's just a funny little moment I noticed, but it was wild. It was so weird. I was like 6 inches from the decks, like right up front, like, and just seeing all those guys right there. I was like, this is like surreal right now. This is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, Tom over here shot for chasing status, dude.
Ooh.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, that's so sick.
That's badass.
Especially since I'm on a small little island near the UK. So literally only 100K people here. Sick, dude. That's tight.
Let's go, man. That's what's up.
I know you don't sound like that, but you probably do.
Funny enough that you actually are from the UK, because every time he reads a comment, he just does that voice.
I just do it.
The first time, like, yeah, it actually worked out.
I bet, dude, they're fucking legends.
Chase and Status.
Yeah, dude, they've been around forever. Like, I feel like I've heard of them way back when, like, my brother first showed me drum and bass in, like, the early 2000s. But honestly, just, like, looking them up, you're like, oh, my God, these guys have been around forever.
It's crazy.
And
I just
fucking-
heard about them. I
and
feel
it's
like
been
everybody
destroyed.
else also just heard about them.
Mm.
It's so weird. Everything in my world is just like Chase and Status, and I'm like,
All right.
why didn't I know anything about them until just recently?
Right?
Like, what?
It's so weird how that
What
works.
is the boost?
Yeah, right?
They went fucking viral.
I feel like
is
I was
what it
that
is.
that same way with like Justin J for me. I had never ever heard about that guy ever. And then like you guys started like talking about him at some point like a year ago or whatever. And you were like, "Oh yeah, this cool guy like Justin J in Denver." And I feel like he wasn't like really popping off at that point. And then out of nowhere, it was just popping off, and I see him all over the place. And then
Yeah.
now he's back to backing with fucking legends.
I mean, he was part of Dirty Bird for quite some time, and we like downloaded his tracks when we were just downloading a bunch of tech house and stuff, you know, back when we first met you and stuff. And I always got him mixed up with Justin Martin.
Oh, Justin Roiland. Easy to mix up.
Sure, yeah, yeah. But yeah, and then yeah, he's found this little whatever niche he's in.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's in a niche or if he's just doing a certain campaign of marketing. That's
Whatever he's doing, he's doing right.
Seems to be working. Yeah, I mean, he seems nice. We met him for a second, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell when you're meeting somebody with a bunch of other people trying to meet them.
Yeah.
because they're just like, you know?
That's so
it's-
weird, right?
Yeah, and you're just like, well, that seemed fake as fuck.
Yeah.
It's hard as fuck
Yeah.
to actually have a conversation in a club.
Well, that
Yeah.
too. You got all
know,
those
like-
things coupled on top.
It's it's not ideal.
No, far from ideal.
It's hard to get a good little connection with a person, you know? Like, especially somebody who has a clout.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's fair, I think, that it's hard. Because when you have some clout, then you can be with other people that have clout. And if you get to choose those ones, like, sure, I would like to hang out with Skrillex.
right.
You know, like,
right.
and you only have so much time.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have to like manage that shit. So God bless the people that take the time out to spend time with other people that are like with less clout, you know?
Honestly,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Pulling up the little guys.
You know? Like I would say like option 4
Yeah. Ditto.
has been awesome that way. Where
Yeah.
he's just been like, what's up, guys? Like, I'll take the time to meet you and suss your shit out,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
you know? And then, okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
You pass. I will
Right.
grace you with my presence.
Right.
Right. I mean, that's
Not that
basically
it-
what he did for
Not
us.
that it feels like that at
No.
yeah,
all.
yeah.
But
yeah, he doesn't give off that vibe. He's
I'm
super
kidding,
super nice.
obviously. But like, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you got to bring people up as you're climbing.
And that you can honestly say that for like almost any like level that you're at. Like it's not like you have to be the biggest, most popular guy in the world to bring someone smaller up. Like you could be the artist who has like 20,000 monthly on Spotify or whatever, and you're like, oh, this dude over here only has like 2K, but he's making sick tunes. So like let's do something. Or like,
Right,
yo, you want to
right.
open for me or whatever. Like that's what I was talking with Cool Customer on his Discord, and that's what like Jade Cicada did for him basically. I guess Cool Customer took some like production classes from Jade Cicada, and then like 2 years later was just like, oh, yo, you want to like come open for me?
Right.
And I think that was like one of his first shows ever was
Nice.
opening for that. So like,
Yeah, it's kind of
instantly
like
pulling
with
someone up.
John. He hit up Tom Kyoto, not you, Tom. And
Ayo.
U.S. Tom, not UK Tom.
right. I mean, he's not. As he said, I've only been to the UK once, quite recently.
Oh.
Went to New York City 2 months ago. It was sick. So he's not actually from the UK. He's from
A small island near the UK.
There you go.
With 100,000 people on it.
What's the name of that island? Get back to me.
Probably like
Epstein's
Crumpet Island.
Epstein's Island. That's what I was gonna guess.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Did you see those flight logs?
Oh, wasn't Trump on one?
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Something?
I thought we already knew that. Everybody's like, "Look, he's on there." Like, yeah. I
I
thought that was
would've
obvious already. I
imagined,
thought there were
right?
pictures with them together on the island. Like, but it's crazy that there's
How do we not know about it?
Yeah.
right,
I think we've dug all of the things up at this point.
right. Well, he didn't kill himself.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Trump did not kill himself.
Trump did not kill himself, guys. No. I forgot what I was going to say at this point. What were we talking about?
Kyoto and John.
yeah. John took that production class from Kyoto, and Kyoto was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
Where have
he's
you
like-
been? What the hell
yeah,
is
who are
this?
you? What?
the fuck? Why did you call me? You know, like I want to wait. What about this distortion? You know, and like
Yeah.
John starts teaching him.
Right. It's not the
Homie for
exact
life
same.
immediately.
Right, but it's the same kind of like, you know, sometimes like what Tom said up top here a little bit. Honestly, no. Here we go. Shows what you can do when you get out there and network.
Oh my God! Right.
Whether that's, you know, going to the club and trying to talk to somebody, which is annoying, or reaching out to another producer that has like some kind of one-on-one class or whatever. And
Be in a place that they're in.
Yeah.
right.
Basically, like whether it's the fucking arcade bar
Yep.
or the meetup group that is a production-based meetup group.
Or here
You
in chat,
know.
guys.
We're here in chat. Literally. Like that's how
I
it was
mean,
at the
yeah.
the after party I went
Do
to.
that.
I was
for
just
sure.
going to like support the homie, and after the show we would just be kicking it, and someone would come
Right.
up to him, and then I would just be there. So of course he's gonna be like, oh yeah, like check out this guy. He produces. He's like blah blah blah. I met like fucking like 9 different
Right,
producers. I met a promoter for Cervantes. Like yeah. It was insane. So just like being in the
It is
vicinity,
that
like
easy.
I know.
it really is that easy.
It is
yeah,
that easy. But
it's absurd.
it's not just that easy, because a lot of those people are not going to remember you.
Oh yeah,
So you have to like keep that up, and you have to like go to it a lot,
Yeah.
which is annoying.
yeah,
It's the worst.
right.
Not that I don't like going to clubs.
It's fun to be with the
But-
people,
Yeah, it's fun
that
to be
are
with people,
cool.
but
and
I don't want to just hang out at the club.
true.
It's just like,
Yeah.
ugh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to close my eyes.
That's why you
and
got to
dance.
find them outside the club.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Find in the
Ideally,
wild.
not in the club, but the club is a good initial
Correct.
place to make that connection.
To make that little plug.
One
Or
of
make
the-
friends with somebody who's friends with them.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
I think one of the best things you can do though is stalk them online for a little bit, get their
Mm,
home
yeah.
address,
Mm-hmm.
and
Dox
just show
them.
up at their door one
Yeah.
day. You
Yeah.
know, bang on it, make sure they come talk to you face to face, and
Bring
just
bring flowers
bring flowers, bring like 3 USBs,
or
force it into their face.
or edible arrangement. That might be the better option.
Oh, that's true.
Flowers you can eat.
Sure.
Yep. Yep.
I think that's the move. Yeah, show up at their front door. Edible
we are
arrangement.
on one tonight.
It's the new year.
Yeah.
It's a whole
new year.
New year, whole new year,
That's right.
with always 400. Okay.
What do you got, Dave?
Yeah.
What you got, Davey?
I got you guys.
What do you got?
Are
Oh, it's interesting.
you going to keep doing that
Nope.
as I...
Nope.
Okay.
I was just gonna do one. I wanted more dead air, and then we got a little bit of dead air. It was nice, folks. I don't know if you know this, but I like dead air on this show. I think it's funny. So
He likes hearing the noise floor.
yeah, don't be concerned if there's just some dead air
It's-
for a moment.
It's not the notes in the music. It's the space between the notes.
Swag.
You know?
Siddhartha Gautama said that.
I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that is.
No, either.
Is that somebody like
St. Arthur guitar.
That's Buddha. That's his actual name, or one of the Buddhas or something.
Mm-hmm.
Siddhartha, I think. Some Buddhist.
fuck,
Check me
sounds
out.
eerily close to Sir Arthur. of Camelot.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
That's for you, Tom.
Nice. So I've been grinding. I like this. I listen to this podcast with Rick Rubin and the Buff Science.
Andrew Huberman.
Andrew Huberman.
Yes,
There it is.
Andrew Huberman.
Fucking boss.
Is it Andrew?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Andrew. Okay.
Andrew
Yep.
Huberman.
You could just call
Huberman
it's a
Labs.
really, really good. It's a recent one. End of 2023. And they're talking about anything creative, obviously, Rick Rubin, and doing audience questions. So Andrew's trying to like specifically just answer the questions. And Rick Rubin is talking about writer's block. And he's basically saying, like, if you're having writer's block, that means that there's something inside of you that is stopping you from doing the thing. So you just really have to inspect yourself and be like, why do I have created? What is causing me to not want to do more things? You know, like, because he's just like, you should treat every creation like a diary entry where you just spew it out, you get it done, and then you move on.
Don't hold a lot of like pressure or weight to your little entry or whatever.
Nobody else is going to read it. It's for you.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm struggling with this at the moment and trying to, and I know it as it's happening. So I'm just like,
Right.
this is annoying that I can't figure out how to get around this right now. And and it is because I want it to be really fucking cool based on things that are happening in the musical world around me. Because I don't want to be like making something that just sounds like nothing that exists at all.
Right.
You know, I would like it to relate in some way. And, you know, and then give you a little wink and a nudge as it goes. So I'm trying to grasp some things. But yeah, so anyway, concept. I have been finding recently that if I'm not making a thing well, if I'm not finding my way through a thing, then I like focusing on specific shit like bass noises or drums, or like I'll just focus more on doing that kind of thing and just better my skills there. I see that as like kind of a diary entry of sorts to just go like, all right, I'm just going to work on getting some breaks to sound good for a while. And it's a nice way to not do the full thing and also get good skill at the same time.
Right. It's like an arcade mode for your creativity.
True.
That's fun. That's a good way to put it.
It's like non-competitive. You know, you're just like, I just want to get some rounds in. I still want to do the work.
Yeah.
But I don't want there to be consequences.
I always imagine it as like a training exercise or like a workout something.
Or like
where you're just putting in reps like,
it's the shooting
can work on
range.
some breaks.
Yep, range.
Yeah.
Just going to get some practice in.
Yep.
Yeah, that can be nice. It can be a nice mental reset because, sometimes it can be stressful to just open a whole new project and you're like, fuck, I got to make a whole brand new tune. And it has to be cool and it has to be good. And it's kind of hitting the club and like all this.
Right. There's
can be a weight.
That's why that's why I kind of got away from having an idea of what I want to make in terms of like when I open a project, I'm already going in there being like, I'm going to make a bass house song. Because that never worked. It never fucking worked. Like the only thing I can do is if I hear a cool riff in whatever song it may be, I'll go and grab it, bring it in and kind of analyze it and kind of like make a MIDI map of it to see what's happening. And then I'll kind of start throwing sounds at it or whatever and pitching it up and down, or not pitching it up and down, speeding it up and down in terms of the BPM, and then like I can't think to myself like, well, I'm going to take this riff and make it house, or I'm going to take this riff and make it drum and bass. I have to just be like, I'm just going to take this riff and see what happens. And like that's the closest I can get to try and like have an idea of what I'm going to do, because anything else and I just run into walls constantly, and then the song never ends up sounding any good. It sounds forced. I have to just let the song just like, oh, okay, now we're 155, 4 on the floor. Okay, I guess that's what's happening.
Just let it go somewhere.
Cool. Let's just see what happens.
Like, you can always go 4 on the floor, you know?
Right. The best thing, I guess the closest I can do is early on I can set a tempo. I can be like, I want this to be 160. Let's see what happens. But like, I'm not going to do... I can't be like, oh, I want this to be a really fucking Jersey style this or whatever. Like, I can't do that. I have to just let it go.
Are you a similar way to that, Dave?
I start with some sort of a concept of what I want to do, and it's very vague. I will just be like, let me make a Jersey Club beat, or let me work on a little bass line or something like that. So I'll start there, and I'll just pick a tempo that is. It's not hard to pick a tempo. For me, it's 140 up to drum and bass. So I just pick one in between there, because I just need a bunch of all those. Yeah, so right. I don't really care. So I'll just pull it up and then start fucking with some noises. And then once something has started to form, then it's like, well, is it better, faster? Like, what is, and also it doesn't sound like a Jersey Club thing, even though I wanted to start with a Jersey Club beat. I go and delete. I'll just try it in the early stages. I'll just try different beats on shit, and like, this is actually something I wanted to talk about. The iterations is fucking key. Like, when you make a thing, you pull. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Listen to this, boys. Listen up, and girls.
This is for every piece of art you ever do. If you're making a thing, make it, and then make it again, and then make it again, and then make it again. Right. 3 or 4 times, once you know what you're doing, is a really good idea still. Because, you're just feeling it out, and you're like, yeah, I know what the feeling of this is. And it will probably sound kind of cool. But make 3 or 4 more, and then, or 400 more, what I'm saying? And then pick the super cool one, because you will do better on the iterations. Yeah, and sometimes you get to use multiple of them.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And now you just have more content for your useful situation.
If you dig, you will find gold.
Right. And let's say, you have like a drop sesh, and you're like, okay, here's like all the elements in my drop. Let me write like 4 or 5 different versions. Maybe you pick the 2 best ones. Then you have these 3 extras. Like, maybe that's just like a VIP, or like some DJ edit where you're like, oh, I'll do the like the 5th drop edit version for when I play live or something. Right. Like, you got options.
Just flatten it all down, and then maybe use it for transitional sounds or whatever.
Or that also,
so many different options at that point.
I think that's really healthy too, because it works your brain in this way where it helps you realize how like malleable all your sounds you're using are.
And nothing's set in stone.
Nothing's set in stone until it's fucking released.
Once you write it and you've hit play 1,000 times, you're like, this song can't change. But it's like, no, you need to be able to fucking reiterate quickly so that you realize the song is fluid. Yeah. Because it is. It's very... I know that's controversial right now, but guys, the song is fluid.
I don't believe in musical fluidity, okay?
Songs don't have genders.
It's genre fluid kind of guy.
It's just math.
Songs don't have genres.
Just math.
Yeah. It's just what the song thinks that it is.
Right. It is like a balancing act, though, because if you are doing like iterations upon iterations, like that's really healthy for like developing the idea. But there is almost a certain point where you have to be like, okay, this is the idea, and now I have to work everything else around this
Right.
to like complement it. That's always a hard part for me because, like, as you've heard with my music, we were even talking about right before the pod, or was it on the pod? I can't even remember now. But we were just talking about how
I don't remember either.
It was before.
I think it was before.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Like I have a tendency to like do this like really pretty like melodic, like intimate kind of like
the
pretty
intros.
intro thing. Yeah. And then I just go to like left field bass and transition that between a build up. And it works and it sounds fine, and that it is almost like a classic dubstep thing to do is
Right.
like have just a random beat and then you build up and now it's rhythm and no one cares because
They just want to headbang.
I just want to headbang. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it would be nice to like, I don't know, be a little more like focused and intentional about like what is the entire vibe that's being set right here. Like it's,
Right. Sure.
yeah. But it has been healthy, like, I don't know, just experimenting and playing and doing iterations and shit like that. It has been good to just learn how to write tunes, you know? But now it's time for the like the maturity side of things where you like fine tune a little bit more, you know? Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully that's what 2024
I
is.
feel that for you.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see the progression of that.
Yeah. Same.
And
I mean,
Okay, sick.
I'm
Let's
still
go.
on the path. So
Yeah.
I
Right.
get it.
Yeah.
Right.
But you can listen back to our songs and definitely see when like intros and things started becoming more like sterilized for use in the club.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Being like, oh wait, we're not releasing any of these. We're not trying to. We need to play in the club first. So we need to just start making these for like mixing. Like we're not concerned that, and everything just kind of got darker, more.
It's not really
more
like
clubby.
Spotify music either.
No.
So like
Yeah.
it's better for the club, so make it for the club.
Yeah.
That's where it should be played.
Right. And
you
I think
must
that's
play these songs in the club.
In
you
the
must
club.
drop the heat in the club.
In the club.
In the club. I think that's where I kind of maybe struggle a little bit more because I want it to be like I want you to be able to play it in the club, but also be able to just listen on Spotify.
Right, and that's why you just, I mean, you do the old school thing. You just release a little EP that is the song, then maybe an instrumental with no vocals at all, and then a club edit, you know? And
I do
then
actually, I like that idea a lot.
I love that vibe. I
Right.
think that's cool when like one song comes out with a pack of 3 and
Yeah,
there's like different versions of it.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's-
You don't see that often, I feel like.
Well, it's because it got mainstream. And like the mainstream public doesn't need an instrumental version or a fucking club edit. It was basically for the DJs back in the
Right,
day. That's why that music was shared around.
Yeah, it's basically like go somewhere else. You're not downloading it off of Spotify,
Right.
which I wish you could do.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that'd be so sick, yeah.
It'd be so easy.
So that's why I guess, it would kind of make sense to just do the release on like Spotify and all the big platforms, and then maybe on like your Beatport or
your
Bandcamp or
Bandcamp.
whatever, you have like all
Or-
the edits and
That's what
variations.
people do.
Or you
Is
just
that the thing?
yeah,
That
well,
makes
It's
people
a
do
thing for
people
sure.
do edits on Bandcamp for sure.
Oh yeah.
But or you just steeze it and you release fucking little EPs that have fucking club edits on Spotify.
Totally.
Like fuck
Or
you.
you just send it.
Yeah, I mean the bigger the net, the more fish you'll catch. You don't get
Right.
reduced
Right.
money percentage for the amount of songs you have.
Yeah,
You know, you're
yeah.
just getting paid for plays.
You throw enough
Sure.
shit at the wall, something's bound to stick.
Right. If that one extra instrumental gets $2.5K extra,
Yeah.
a couple extra cents.
Or were you guys aware of like the slowed in reverb phase that was happening like a year and a half ago or whatever?
It's still kind of happening.
It's still going.
Still going, right?
Yeah.
So there was like
It will never end.
No,
Probably
now,
not,
now
right?
that it's begun.
Yeah.
there was multiple times I would see songs that were popular, and let's say on YouTube it got like 200K plays as just like the regular release version, and then some fucking kid would just throw it in Ableton, pitch it down, stretch it, add some reverb, and re-upload it, and it would get like 20 times the plays. So literally just something as simple as that, like you can just it could boost. Like you never know, I guess.
I get it. I will fall victim to this because there will be a slowed down song and I'll be like, sure, I'll try it. And then I'm like, it's kind of fire. Like I kind of like something that's slowed down.
All right.
It probably
Or sped.
if I were to dig into like my true honesty, it probably has to do with the resonant frequency of the tuning. When you tune it down, you actually get closer to the frequency of the earth.
Oh,
Earth.
you're at
So
the 432 hertz.
Yeah.
Universal.
Yeah, the structure that we use for music is not correct. It's actually it's something that the Illuminati are using to control us.
Correct.
Oh, of course, right?
Keep us-
They don't want us to be like in tune that way.
No.
2024 is the year of
they bumped it up.
Dave's spiritual blossom.
Or
So get ready for that.
Or conspiratorial.
You
blossom.
should see my spiritual blossom.
We'll get In Lakesh back on. He'll teach us the ways.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Amen, brother.
That's cool though. Shout out Rick Rubin and Andrew Huberman. Those guys are fucking.
Yeah.
They'll get you going.
That podcast is insanely good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's a struggle to fucking grind and make tunes a lot.
Yeah.
To do it a lot and make good shit, it's fucking hard.
It really is.
It
really
is really fucking hard.
That's why I almost feel like it makes more sense to make a bunch of different genres. Or even if it's not a bunch, like maybe 3. You have 3 you can cycle around that are pretty different, you know? So you're like, oh, I don't want to make dance music today. Let me just make some stupid halftime, like fucking just fun shit.
Right.
Or something to just get you in a different headspace, like when you're talking about like the blocks or whatever. Diary entries, like just
Diary. Yeah, I don't think you should make yourself make anything specific.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Like especially at the like more matured creative stage. Like at the beginning, it can be really fucking handy to like dial into one thing and try and work on it and like push through. Like you're always going to have to push through.
Yeah.
But you got to give yourself some flexibility at some point to be like, I'm going to make a fucking some gay ass pop song.
Sure, right?
Shit.
Right?
I'm going to do that today.
Yeah. Right.
And I'm going to feel very gay about it. And I'm going to love it.
Yep.
And I might not show my friends, but I'll be pumped on it.
Oh, the friends are they're hearing that.
Everybody.
They're hearing that
Make
one.
sure everyone hears everything.
It's always a good time when someone makes a gay old song.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
like,
into
oh,
that.
look at you go.
Yeah, we
Getting
played
all
one of
emotional.
yours at our last set.
You did the Aurora remix,
Yeah.
which is as gay as it gets because
And
she's
it's
literally talking about being gay.
It's such a fun one.
It's true.
Fuck yeah. Let's go.
Hilarious.
On the nose.
Quite.
So I got 2 notes from last week.
Okay.
I guess we could dive in on.
Okay, what you
Kind of
got?
fun. So something I've been having a lot of fun with, and it's so simple, is just basically taking any sound, could be your vocal, your like noise impact, whatever, any sound that happened. Typically, I've been using it in build-ups. You just take that last little beat or half a beat, 8th note, 16th note, whatever, and you just copy and paste it and do like a droning just loop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I've
so it,
been
like,
I've been obsessed
plays,
with it.
And then it catches and just sits there and
Exactly. Yeah.
repeats. Yeah.
It's like a delay, but just an infinite.
Repeat it for me. The thing.
So it's
It
essentially
does
just
repeat.
an infinite delay of just like one sound. I've been using it for build-ups a lot. So let's say we have a vocal going and it's doing the ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. The very last note, you would take it. If it's like a 16th note or 8th note or whatever. Exactly. It's just that. Yeah. It's been my
I'm
favorite
very
thing.
into that move.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so good, right? It's so good.
I've done that quite a few times.
Yeah.
Especially when you follow it through into the drop.
Yeah, and it
It's
just keeps going, right?
Yeah, I did that
So
on
much
that
fun.
edit that I showed you guys earlier.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally, right?
She's like, and then I'm like, okay,
Right?
let that carry out easy.
That's going. And it works in like any spot. It doesn't even have to be the build up too. Like at the end of your drop, if something happens, then you like you do that kind of thing where it just
Right,
goes
right.
into your verse or breakdown or whatever, and it just I don't know, it adds like some sort of glue. And then you can of course you want to like process it a little bit, or at least I like to, where I like to tuck it down. So I'll cut the highs a little bit, cut some of the lows in, just tuck it in a little box that's in the back.
Totally.
Just put it in
That's
a
so
nice
good.
little
I don't know what
cabin
it
in
is.
the back.
Yeah. Especially, I think it helps a lot with my music because I have a tendency to be like very ADHD and like, here's a riff into this riff, and then here's my fill, and then back into the riff, but here's the second version of the riff. So like having some sort of just
Drone underneath.
yeah, something you can like lock onto, and you can
Right,
be like, okay, we're
exactly.
working around this thing, like kind of helps stabilize.
Totally.
Right. So it's some ground to stand on
Yeah, it's some ground to stand
while
on.
you're being bombarded with squishes.
While you're drowning in the glurp. You at least have like a
I'm so
Yeah, at least
hard
you have
right
like
now.
a hard surface to lay on as you get dipped in goo. As a goo monster tries to
goo monster.
fornicate you.
Vorso, or did you have
Nope.
Vorso? I think I got this idea from Vorso, more or less.
Shout out Vorsa.
He has a like an 8-hour course with like 1 million samples that you can buy for really cheap.
Sick.
And in the course, he talks a lot about how he loves doing that, where he'll just throw any fucking random ass sound into a sampler or a simpler and just have it loop in there. And then he'll just print that out. So it's like a perfect little loop of whatever your noise is for an impact, or if you want some
Gives you easy
textury
fades and shit.
Yeah.
basically,
Yeah, you can
and
just fade it
simpler.
perfectly. Yeah. And a bunch of the samples in that pack were like that. And it is great if you're, just trying to like build some atmosphere or ambience. Like if you have those saved, you just toss it in and you got a little rhythmic thing, but it's also just texture and
Yeah,
noise.
it does make like pitching and shit a lot quicker, I suppose. I don't do that. I just like throw the audio onto a track and then I just manipulate it in the track.
Same.
That's
But
what I do too.
I probably should use a sampler more.
It actually, yeah.
Just for change up.
Mm-hmm.
you
Right.
know?
Just change it up.
So I can get a new way of doing things and do something accidentally cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been using them for my pads. It's the only thing that
Okay.
spices up my pad. We were kind of talking about this a couple months ago.
Mhm.
Kind of getting more into samplers, but I just make a cool pad or find a cool pad, usually via a synth, and have it all going as if I could just play one note, print it out, and then put that print in a sampler, and then I have the sampler to work with and really make the pad nice because you can get a loop or you can fucking pitch and slow it down and all that kind of stuff. But that's
It's like the change of interface almost makes
Right.
like a bunch of difference because you can kind of do everything anywhere.
But
Yep.
you can't hit play in the middle of the MIDI note,
Mm.
True.
which is a bummer.
Right.
Which is why I usually print things down because I want to be able to fucking listen to just like the last eighth of a bar.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, once you figure it out,
Right. Once you figure it out,
print that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
Yeah. 100%.
I mean, you should always be printing that shit once you figure it out.
Shit.
Meanwhile, I will fucking hold on to some MIDI.
Sure.
Low key.
Oh yeah.
But it's only because I haven't figured it out,
Yeah.
Usually.
I will usually, though, be like, I think it's like basically figured out. I'll print it so that I can go and like format it and do weird shit.
Correct.
And see if I can get some more juice out of it
Yep.
in the audio. Because sometimes you just reach your end at the like, how can I uniquely process this MIDI file
That and
right now?
Yeah, uniquely
Right.
is the question because
Right.
I have a bunch of audio plugins at my disposal for like fun things or effects and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, well, I can't have it too crazy because it's just a background thing,
Sure.
and I can't have it too simple. So here is good enough for the MIDI, and going into audio, any like format changes or chopping changes are going to be like a whole different flavor of change. So, and you can't try it until you do it. So,
Mhm.
and it's easy enough to go back. So I'll usually like go to
Mhm.
print pretty quickly because those are the kind of stees and flavors that I like is stuff that you can only do with printed audio, like super hard cuts and things like that. Like you can't, like MIDI's just not gonna do it. And then you can process it again and then print it again. Like
Yeah, you keep going.
there's
Iterate.
Yeah, there's just so much juice.
Iterate,
when you
baby.
can print.
Iteration.
One
of the
It's so
themes.
key. I am making I have made a bunch of these patterns for some diffusion panels that Caleb and I are going to make.
Oh, I'm so excited
And
for that.
it's like skyline, bunch of squares pushing out at different lengths
Mm-hmm.
at you. You've seen them in the Instagram pictures of studios.
Mm-hmm.
But
seen them.
we're just gonna make some fun ones that are supposed to be more decorative, but also will look, and also look cool.
Right. Right.
And they'll be useful. They will deflect sound in a random way, but we're gonna make them look kind of more So I'm working on making these patterns, and I've made like fucking 10 of them or whatever, and we're gonna do one of those 10 that I did. Like the first one was not the one.
Right.
And you keep fucking churning it out. Grab one that you made, duplicate it, and try to adjust little things here and there. Duplicate that. Try and adjust little things here and there some more.
Mm-hmm.
And then try a whole different design, and then iterate that. And then try a new design, and iterate that, and then you'll figure out
Art, baby.
Right. Right.
what is cool.
It'd be kind of fun to have some of them be more of like a geometric pattern, where you could still have like this skyscraper concept, but it's kind of just doing like a wave up and down through the little board.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that.
We're already on top
we're
of that.
working on
Oh, let's go!
Way
Yeah,
ahead.
step
all
ahead.
sorts of shapes and
Way
shit.
ahead, yeah.
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah!
Yeah, you got to think about how audio works. So any kind of convex thing is going to be good because it will spread the sound out. And everything has angles and shit. But oh yeah, we're thinking about it.
Let's go.
It will be useful for sound. It will not be perfect random, but
Yeah.
I think that's cooler than perfect random.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It will actually have character,
Right.
Yep.
Right.
so it'll color your shit. actually.
Speaking of color, we got some over-unders to end the show.
Oh. Speaking of color,
All right, are they over unders?
Yep.
one of them is. The other one's just a question.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I see. Even though it says question from, and then it's an over-under.
I know, right?
But these came to us from viewers just like you guys.
Wow, look at you guys sending them in.
This one is from Justin Slay. I see. I see what he did.
Oh,
there.
okay,
That's
cool.
funny.
Justin Slade,
Fun.
fun.
After parties, overrated or underrated? After parties.
Now experiencing my first after party, and I guess I happened to go to a really, really cool one. I'm gonna say underrated
Sure.
because what
sure.
the
You
fuck?
got lucky as fuck.
I got super lucky,
Yeah.
but it,
Mm.
yeah, insane.
Dave?
I'm gonna go with adequately rated.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, like we went to that Ivy Lab after
Yeah,
party,
yeah.
and it was sick as fuck.
Yeah, it was sick. He showed up.
And he showed up. I gave him a little pat on the back as he walked by, and it's the best moment of my life.
yeah, yeah,
I
exactly.
touched him.
One day I'll make beats with you, sir,
Yeah.
and I will be the happiest person in the world.
Let's go.
And I want to know all your secrets.
Right.
Tell me that.
I will also go adequately rated. Only for the sole fun argument I think you could make of like after parties are like kind of the last bastion of like the original rave.
True.
Because like shows that people go to at clubs and stuff like
You
that.
gotta be
like,
hardcore.
aren't really ravey. Like the raves back in the day, you didn't know where to find them. You had to like find the people who knew about them and figure out how to get into the scene. And it was all secretive.
Yeah, totally.
And after parties kind of keep a little bit of that vibe, even though my least favorite part is the fact that they happen after nightclubs and shit, and nightclubs get out at 2. So it's like
We're too old to go to after
party.
parties, but we do think they're cool.
Right.
right,
Guys,
right.
everybody go to those.
When
We'll be sleeping
we're
unless we're playing the after
right,
party.
when we're playing full time, then I'll be much more apt to go to an after party because it'll be like 4:00 in the afternoon for me. It'll be like, oh sure, we'll swing by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah, swing by for a couple hours, throw down a couple tunes, and then dip out and go get some food.
Sleep through the morning.
Yeah, or not go video game until fucking 10 and then go to bed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You bring
dude,
Mario Kart.
Those lobbies are crazy.
I know, those lobbies
at
at
that
10
hour,
a.m.
dude.
Yeah.
The type of people you get in those lobbies, it's tough.
Rough out there.
It's how you climb, though. You can shit on kids at that hour.
That's true. Because those are the kids who can't make it to school. Next question. Oh, were you going to say
No, I'm good.
anything at the end?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm good.
Next question comes in from Zed's Bread.
Oh,
That is Zed's
nice.
Dead.
A little
or
bakery.
Not Zed's Dead, but that's Zed's bread maker.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They
They got a guy.
yeah.
Zed's bread.
You can find it in Albertsons.
Who's your favorite up and coming artist? Well, I haven't looked in too many artists' pants, so I don't know which ones are coming.
I just assume they all come
That's true. But are they
on
coming?
a regular basis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right. All right.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, yeah.
your favorite comer?
Who's your
My favorite comer, artist comer,
Yeah.
up and comer.
up and comer. I'm a big kid now.
Jesus.
I think I've got two, and one kind of doesn't count, but he's still an up and comer. I would consider. So one, the bass guy I'm pumped on is Cool Customer.
Okay.
Pumped
sure.
on that guy. He's
Sure.
slaying it. Love that guy. And then my two is a UKG guy, Sammy Virgie. He's
Sure.
been popping off this year, starting this like new wave
Up and
UKG sound.
comer?
I know. That's
Yeah,
why I was
don't-
like,
I don't know if he's up and comer.
I think he
we've
is,
had this
though.
conversation before, and I disagree.
really?
Not an up and comer.
I think he is still.
He's cummed.
I mean,
He has.
it depends.
He has
Like,
come.
what bracket are we talking about? Are we talking about up
Mm.
and coming to like he's trying to headline now? Then sure, but
Yeah.
like he's probably been
I
playing
will go
around for like
Nikki
7
Nair
years.
in that
It's
case.
true.
You know?
It's true.
Yes, same.
I would
will
not
also go with
consider
Nikki Nair.
Nikki Nair in that camp, but I
Right.
would say Nikki Nair if we're
Okay.
going that level.
I'll
Okay.
say
Okay.
Tice.
Tice.
No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you know what? I'm this guy Tice is really popping off right
Then-
now. So
I mean, I'll make it a stretch too, Posai.
Uh-huh.
You know? No, I'll go a little bit below that. Not that this guy's below Posai, but DJ ADHD.
Oh,
Also this guy we found Dunham Audio.
Dunham. Okay.
Right? DUNHAM Audio.
I think so. Sound maybe.
Oh, yeah, maybe
Dunham
here.
Sound.
Dunham
Let's
Sound.
fucking
Yeah, let's look it up. Let's look it up.
Yeah, this guy's sick.
I want to give one more because here's a person like a little step under Sammy Virgie, but still in the same scene is Opadan.
Sure.
She's killing it.
I feel
I'm
like
up-
she's
I'm hyped
been
with
been
her.
around. She's been releasing on Night Base though for like several years now,
Damn.
since like the pandemic.
Okay, maybe I'm just behind the curve then. I guess. Whoops.
I mean, for most people, you're not.
Yeah.
For most people,
Denim.
we probably already blew their mind.
I know, right?
Denim.
Denim.
We're gonna go here though. It'll be easier. Sorry, folks. I like how you just said denim, like it's the
Mario.
yeah. Denim.
Guess that's where my head went for some reason.
What's the website I'm looking for?
SoundCloud.
No.
Pornhub.
Where we buy it.
Xvideos.
Bandcamp.
Oh, Bandcamp.
Sorry, guys. Pornhub. Here we go.
Oh, perfect. Oh, they updated their front page.
We're just on a fucking roll with the porn
I know.
topics now.
I know, right?
It'll never end, everybody. Jokes
I
will be
I
jokes.
think it's from this
Jokers
one.
will be jokers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's this one right here.
Oh, this is cool.
not recognize it. Oh,
There it is. Dude, this dude's killing it.
pretty sick.
There was one song he had that me and Dave were both just like, just so blown away by. We were just like, oh, what is this? It might have been one of those on that.
Try single-minded. Not the one.
Yo, I've heard that break before, dude.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's sick. They were playing some shit like this on the Giant back-to-back last night.
I believe that.
Yeah.
That's what we'll be playing on Thursday night.
Woo!
There's one
At
song
Steam.
that's fucking crazy good, though. Here. Folks, we're just going to find it real quick. You're going to see a little bit of the inside.
Don't pay too close attention.
We're just going through tracks and tracks and tracks and tracks. So it is this one.
Whoa, what is this media player?
Foobar.
Foobar? I love this.
Yeah, the sub is like so low, you can't even see it.
Right.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, this stops at like 45 or 50
Right,
hertz.
right.
It's so dumb.
That's annoying.
This shit's tight right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I approve.
Oh, a
super
little
cool.
sneak peek.
I
for
approve
Thursday.
of that message.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know, they're playing Steam this Thursday.
That's Steam
going
at Bar Standard here in Denver,
Bar
folks.
Standard. They're doing a DJI Friday set.
It's okay. None of them live here.
Yeah.
No, but if you do, we'll be in the left field room or whatever it's called, the arcade, from 12 until close.
I'll be playing skee ball right behind them.
It's true. Folks,
We will drop epic amounts of drum and bass.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
I'm excited to see how everyone in the club reacts to that.
Oh, they're going to love it.
Yeah, they're going to love it.
They're going to love it.
Everybody's going to dip out from the house and techno rooms to come here
That's
to drum
right.
and bass.
You just fill up.
Hey.
That'd be amazing.
The energy's here, baby.
That's right. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in this week. This
2024.
has been it.
We did
First episode.
it. We
Folks,
did it.
we'll see you
We
next
weren't
week.
even not sober.
Nope. Always400.com as per the usual, folks. We love you. We'll see you in Discord.